This is Dr. Katie Mordino with Rutgers Executive Education, and I'm joined today by John Dunham, who is the Strategic PMO Manager and CEO at Worldwide Technology and Process Works. John, when you think about your experience in the program, can you talk a little bit about the role that the instructor played and maybe about the mentoring that takes place?
Well, I felt it's a great question, by the way, because I felt that the instruction was a differentiator for the Rutgers program. First and foremost, from my perspective, the partnership with Lockheed Martin played an important role in my decision-making process, and that played out through the training itself. There were real-world examples of when Lean Six Sigma was applied in an industry that was different from my own. It gave me some outside-in perspective. It enabled me to ask some questions that would perplex me in my own industry, where there might be predefined answers or canned responses, or that's the way we've always done it. And here I could get an outsider's opinion. I felt that they were incredibly capable at what they were doing, certified well beyond what I was attempting to achieve through this program alone, and very, very insightful, providing numerous examples and having an incredible amount of not only knowledge, but also additional resources and artifacts to call upon for any question that I asked along the way. And even items that ended up in the parking lot, they reached out to folks at Rutgers, at Lockheed Martin, and folks in their network to provide answers. And I felt that in a virtual classroom environment or in an adjunct environment where I had to sort of post questions on a virtual whiteboard and wait for responses, that was not the type of learning I was seeking. And the instructor, the program coach, everybody involved, including even folks that did stand-in teaching, were not only pundits of their industry, but proponents of Lean Six Sigma, and deeply understood the perspective I was taking when I was asking some of the harder, more challenging questions.
That sounds amazing. Could you talk about the role of the mentor? You said you had a capstone mentor.
Yeah, so my mentor provided me with, I would say, some supports in areas where I had deficits, right? So coming into Lean Six Sigma, I had some clear strengths where there were folks that alongside of me in class that would, struggle with certain topics. And my struggle predominantly was in the area of statistics. I'd never considered myself to be a math person. I always feared it. And my mentor enabled me to not only apply the concepts, but to understand them in a way that was beyond academic. I could actually take a tool, understand how to apply it, and be able to take a client through that transformation that I went through in the event that they weren't a statistics person either, and show them why we chose the tool that we did, how we put the data into it, how we got the information out, and how we would apply that to their process. And from my perspective, that is absolutely invaluable. It made the difference between having an academic experience and having real-world knowledge that I could apply for a client.